Hello, everyone, and welcome back to MTU Esports. Tonight, your Michigan Tech Huskies League of Legends team is going to be taking on the San Jose State University Spartans in the Playfly Varsity Premier League. I'm Jake. I go by Scrimby, and tonight I'm joined, I believe, for the first time on camera.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
this semester, Ben, go by Whittles.
And Ben, this is going to be a very exciting matchup for your Huskies League of Legends team. After a bye week last week, they are back and ready to take on the current one seed in their conference, the San Jose State Spartans, sitting at a 4-1 record so far this season. The Huskies with a 3-3 record, coming off of a very tough 3-game loss 2 weeks ago to Lewis University, but looking for a bounce back win here as they try to set up their playoff seeding.
I think they're going to take it back. I think they got this.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, so in League of Legends recently, we have seen the Noxus season in full swing. For those of you who don't know and may have watched Arcane, Noxus is the home of characters such as Mel and Ambessa Medarda from the show. And it's been pretty interesting. We've had Arena show back up, which is a game mode where you will do 2v2, v2, 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 v2. And you'll get random upgrades for your champions, and you can get random items, and it's a lot of fun. And it seems that the league community in general has had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, I know Alex and I were talking about it a lot a couple weeks ago, but the longevity of this game, a lot of it is due to just the, changes and new spin-off modes and things like that coming from Riot. Games like Teamfight Tactics becoming their own complete spin-off games and things like that. But it's just turning into this massive thing, and it's really fun to see Riot continue to add and reintroduce some old game modes, some old mechanics. And I think the champ pool's up to do you know the exact count for the champion pool at this point?
I want to say it's like 180.
There's
ridiculous. A lot of characters in this game.
But it's just the crazy nonstop output from Riot over the past, I think, 15 years now for League of Legends is pretty absurd. But we're still here playing it. We're still having fun with it. So we're going to see how this matchup shakes out for the Michigan Tech Huskies. As I mentioned earlier, Michigan Tech a 3-3 overall record. We did get an update for a later season matchup. George Fox University, we had another game scheduled against them for next Thursday night. That was going to be the final game of the regular season. That game is now in the books as a forfeit win in favor of Michigan Tech. So that is the third win credited to the Michigan Tech record, which means that tonight's matchup against San Jose State and next Tuesday night's matchup against Washington State are the final two games of the regular season. With that information as well, the Huskies are guaranteed a top 4 seed in this conference, which means they will have a playoff game. I believe April 1st is the top 4 matchup for the Huskies in this bracket, where they will face likely either San Jose State or Washington State, depending on how these next couple matches shake out.
And I believe our MTU Huskies are also doing some other things if we're able to pull the schedule up. I believe we have Overwatch on Wednesday. Do you know who they're versing?
Overwatch, I'm sorry, I just lost the tab, but they are playing Stony Brook University, and that's going to be on Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Then, of course, like I said earlier, the League of Legends team will be back taking on Washington State on Tuesday at 8:30, and then next Wednesday is the matchup against the still undefeated Fisher College, as the Huskies in a very competitive race in those top 3 spots for Overwatch, now sitting at 5-1 in their Overwatch season as they attempt to lock up one of those top 2 seeds and get a first-round bye in their 6-team playoff bracket for a championship there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't have any COD in the foreseeable future. They did make playoffs, though, so we should see more of them.
7-0. Perfect record.
Not in the next 2 weeks, but yeah, they've been doing fantastic. Really, all our teams have been doing fantastically, and that's what we expect from the MTU Huskies here.
Absolutely. And I can't say it enough. It's been an incredible season, especially for the Call of Duty team. Like a really tough season last year against some incredibly good schools in the Playfly tournament, but this season switching over to ECAC, a perfect 7-0 record in their regular season. They are playoff bound, and it's just a matter of time to see how much of a run the Huskies can go on in Call of Duty in the ECAC. So a lot of exciting things happening here for Huskies Esports, and one more hopefully exciting result coming your way tonight. We'll have to see how that goes.
And there isn't just exciting things happening for MTU Esports, there's also exciting things happening in League of Legends, which is what we're here for tonight. So, in the recent patch notes, we found out that Darius Jungle has been nerfed. His passive damage to the jungle camps was reduced from 300% to 200%.
And this is something that is complete news to me as somebody who was very active in this game a few years ago, where Darius is like a very stereotypical, bulky, slower tank character that, at least when I was playing, if you're playing Darius, you're playing top lane with Darius. but apparently there is now a Darius jungle build that Riot has decided has been so good they have to nerf it. So
Yeah,
that's
a couple seasons ago, they did a patch where they introduced just like a whole bunch of champions to the jungle. There was like Talon, Zed,
yeah.
Darius, a whole bunch of them. And they are cutting back on Darius a bit because apparently he's got a movement speed build where he will run into your lane, pull you in, and then slow you,
Mhm.
and then kill you. And it's just been very obnoxious. So
It's just something I can't even really like imagine with how I saw Darius be played years and years ago. But I mean, that's one thing about this game. This game is like just little tiny mechanics being shifted, just a little tweak. All of a sudden, a build that seemed insane, like before a patch happened, is suddenly viable or even too good, which is just it's the most League of Legends thing I've ever heard, to be honest with you. But just something new for the players to keep in mind. I don't believe we have really anybody who plays Darius a ton, especially not in the jungle. I don't think
don't
Kent's been
believe
playing
so.
any jungle Darius recently.
No, we've been seeing Zyra quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of Zyra. Oh, I forget. Kent, I think ran the same champion in jungle for the first two games against Lewis, but then swapped in game three. If I remember correctly, I can't remember which champion it was off the top of my head,
I
but
don't recall, but what I do know is that League of Legends doesn't just make some small changes; they also make some pretty big ones. Like
mhm,
to Gwen, who is also a top laner,
mhm.
they rebalanced her kit quite a bit. A lot of small number changes, but across everything: her passive, her Q, her W, her E, her ult, and they've kind of pulled a bit of her power out of her ult. Where more recently she's been a bit of a late game team fighting machine, where she would just fire her ultimate into the enemy team, slow them all for 60%. They can't move, and it's doing a whole bunch of magic damage. So they've pulled a bit out of that, and they've moved a bit into her Q and E. So now instead of one-shotting you, hopefully she'll three-shot you by ulting you, dashing into you, auto-attacking you, and queuing you.
That's slightly more balanced,
It's
I'd say.
yeah, you
But
know.
the mechanic shift's definitely something the Huskies are going to have to keep in mind as they go into tonight's match. Speaking of which, here is the roster for tonight's matchup against San Jose State. We are going to have a substitution in comparison to our matchup 2 weeks ago. We're going to have Brahima coming in for Nate Lyons, or the player known as Mad King. You can see King Bear is the replacement for the Huskies roster there. Nate was playing support last week mostly, so I assume that's where we're going to see this substitution happen. I'm not entirely sure of how the role composition might change for players here. I don't think we do a ton of swapping positions as a team, but it'll be interesting to see what happens now with the sub.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Our substitute could be a role in a different lane, and we may see a bit of swapping around, but hopefully they're comfortable in support.
Yeah, and then the rest of the roster, as normal, our captain Kent Rafey, Crafinator, going to be playing in the jungle almost certainly. We have Nugtart, who's on the far right side of your screen, is going to be our top laner. And then we have Fiorina, our mid laner, who is going by Echo here. And then Griffin Berwick, also known as Music Tabs, our usual ADC, going to be in the bottom lane with our support tonight. And then we do have the roster for San Jose State as well. But any comments for the tech roster going into tonight's matchup?
You know, I'm really excited to see what they pull off.
Me
I
too.
think we're going to see some incredible League of Legends.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it shakes out for all these players here. It looks like we do have a pick band coming in as we get going here. We can talk a little bit more about the San Jose State roster, but we have a couple bands here. Anything of note that you want to go over for what we have so far?
We do see two jungle bands so far, first bands as well, from the Hecarim and the Zac. Both are really good at ganking, I'm not going to lie. Hecarim just goes really fast. He's a horse,
Mhm.
so you'd expect that. And then Zac can just slingshot himself into lanes and just knock people up, make a general nuisance of himself.
I do believe Zach was the champion that Kent switched to in game three a couple of weeks ago.
That
So
sounds
that might
correct,
be a
yeah.
responsive move by San Jose State, trying to slow down the captain a bit, take away one of the more favored champions from a very solid player for the Michigan Tech Huskies roster. We're going to have two more bans from the San Jose State side, one more ban from the Michigan Tech side, and then we will start seeing actual champions being selected. They will go into the vertical slots along the sides of your screen here. And we have an update there.
Oh,
It looks like Mbet's is going to get banned along with Jinx and Zyra, and Amumu is going to be the first pick for the Huskies. And there goes Varus for San Jose State.
so we do see a bit of a target ban onto our jungler there with both the Zac and the Zyra. And then, of course, they're clearing out our Mbessa. Our top laner is pretty good at Mbessa.
Mm-hmm.
And then from our side, we see the bans onto Rumble, a very annoying top laner. He'll turn on his little flamethrower, get movement speed, get a shield, run you down, just make a general nuisance of himself.
Would you say that the Amumu is probably going to be Kent's pick here in jungle?
Yeah, I would say that the Amumu could be our support pick, but I'm going to guess it's our jungle pick.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Darius, that's going to be a lock from San Jose State. I'm going to be curious to see if that's still running the jungle comp for Darius here, or will that be more of a traditional play, running him up in the top lane? And Corki is going to be the likely ADC for the Huskies.
We did see San Jose hover Yumi there for a second, so we may see a bit of a Yumi pick later on. I guess we'll have to see. As for Corki, I know that he has been causing a bit of trouble in the bot lane more recently.
Yes, I believe that it was, apologies, Music Tabs was running Corki, I believe, in games 2 and 3 of the Lewis set. So, bit of familiarity there with Corki. Definitely a more like widely favored character across League right now to run in the ADC slot. So going to be interesting to see what the Huskies do there. If I had to guess, the Amumu pick right off the top is due to the 2 jungle bans from San Jose State. I think the Huskies were probably like interpreting that as a targeted ban, just trying to eliminate all of Kent's mains. So just taking Amumu, getting somebody on the board, and it looks like a Nami and possibly a Blitzcrank. No, we're switching to a Seraphim now for the Spartans. We'll see if that is locked in. But
yeah, so we see Nami on our side. So Corki Nami is probably going to be our bot lane for this game 1.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And Corki's been causing a bit of problems. He recently was just minorly nerfed. I believe his base armor was reduced by a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if that comes into play here, but apparently Michigan Tech doesn't think that was enough to cut him from the roster.
And the Spartans, knowing the Huskies probably have their top and mid lanes left, are going to go with one of the mains for our top laner in Nugtart, taking out Garen, which leaves me in shambles personally as a former Garen main. But we'll have to see what the Huskies do in response. 2 more bans for the Huskies, then 1 more for the Spartans.
And we did actually see the Blitzcrank pick from San Jose.
Swapped off Seraphim and switched to Blitzcrank. So top lane, probably top jungle and support there.
Yeah, that's hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the Yone ban as well. And that is almost certainly a block on our mid laner there. There was a fantastic game in game 1 for the Huskies where the Yone, I think, had 11 or something kills against Lewis University. So 2 pretty hard counters there on the remaining 2 players. And it looks like we're going to see a Riven and a Jace ban.
A little heavy target ban towards the top lane from our side.
Yeah, it does seem pretty top lane heavy there. They're going to take an Aatrox.
Lock in the Aatrox?
Yeah.
Probably. We'll have to see in a second, but presumably it's an Aatrox.
And then a few different options here for Nug in top lane. They were.
Oh, a Nivea. Okay.
Oh, it's a swap.
Okay. They haven't decided yet.
Or maybe a Yasuo. Why not?
So while we wait for them to lock that in, for the bot lane on both sides, we're pretty sure we know it's Corki Nami on our side versus Varus Blitzcrank on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So Varus Blitzcrank is likely going to be a very aggressive bot lane.
Yeah, that seems like something where, I mean, especially like the reach with Blitzcrank and things like that, just going to be trying to go in for early eliminations and just get a lead rolling in the bottom lane, you think, is going to be San Jose's general strategy here?
Yeah, that sounds about right, because what's likely going to happen is Blitzcrank is going to pull them in, knock them up airborne, and then Varus is going to use his E to slow them down, and that could very easily result in a kill.
Yep, so Huskies going to have to be careful there. Looks like the Huskies want Malphite in their top lane. I assume that would be Nug's pick. And
yeah, Malphite, yep. Okay,
that is going to be the selection.
Yep.
Syndra in mid lane, and then a Silas is going to be the
got it
pick.
all locked in. And, I'm not really sure what to expect from San Jose here. What I see is Varus Blitzcrank bot lane, Yasuo mid.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Probably Silas top, and then Darius jungle.
That's going to be really interesting to see. So, I mean, Darius just got nerfed on that jungle strategy, like you were saying. It's a passive damage, I think, was the large thing in the buff.
Yes.
At least targeting the jungle portion for Darius there. So, going to be very interesting to see how that shakes out for San Jose. Have they played this Darius comp on the new patch? And will it be as effective for them as they're hoping? Going to be a very key thing to watch, because whichever jungler gets out to a lead in the early game is massive for that team in probably the first 10-15 minutes at least.
And it'll likely slow down their clear all across the game.
For sure.
Because that 33% reduction in damage on the passive it's pretty massive.
It's a lot, yeah. And I mean, just like a bunch of little, tiny, more like just mob heavy jungle camps being less effective on that damage across AoE is going to be something where it's going to be a bit tougher to see how they manage to get those clears quickly, try to win the race against who will probably be the Amumu run by Crafinator. And yeah.
Another interesting thing is they picked Sylas. And I say Sylas is top because they picked it after we locked in Malphite top with Syndra going in the mid lane.
You feel like it's more of a counterplay than anything?
I think it's a bit of a counterplay because Malphite, for those who don't know, likes stacking a lot of armor. He's really good against physical characters. He also has an incredible ultimate. Sylas, the main gimmick is stealing ultimates from other characters.
Ooh.
And the fun fact about Sylas is that when he steals your ultimate, if you have an AP scaling on it, he will also take that scaling. And if you don't have one, he'll add his own. But the thing about a lot of champions in this game is they have some crazy AP scalings on their ultimates. And those champions don't generally build AP. A perfect example of this is Amumu. Amumu generally builds tank. Amumu has a crazy ultimate with a really good AP scaling. So Sylas is going to steal probably the Malphite ult, the Amumu ult, and use it better than they can.
We'll have to see if that's what the strategy is for San Jose State. I mean, you seem fairly confident in the choice to run Sylas in the top lane here. And, I mean, you make a very good case for it. So we'll have to see if that is what San Jose State decides to execute. This is going to be a best-of-3 series for those of you who are unfamiliar. So the first team to win 2 of the entire games that we're going to play here will be the winner of this match and have another win added to their record. Again, a very important match here for both the Huskies and the Spartans. Michigan Tech trying to improve to 4-3 on the season going into the last game of the year. That would help them massively with playoff seeding as they try to beat out Lewis University to jump into the 3 seed position. Meanwhile, San Jose State currently tied for the 1 seed at 4-1 overall in this conference. So winning the game here gives them a chance to extend their lead over the Washington State Cougars, who the Huskies will be playing next week.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of with like the Corki, the Nami, the Syndra, I'm seeing a lot of poke. They're going to want to poke down the the Yasuo, the Sylas, the Darius before they're able to get on top of them. And hopefully we'll just be able to like keep their Corki safe. Corki can whittle them all down, take them all out. And I really feel like that's going to be the MTU game plan in these team fights.
And then just because the game, like League of Legends can really kind of be broken up into like an early game, mid game, late game type of staging here. Like, do you think that this is more of a late game favorability for any particular side? Like, do you think one team is really on the clock to try to get a significant lead early here?
I'm feeling like San Jose is looking really dangerous late game. Because I'm seeing that Yasuo, I'm seeing that Sylas. When Sylas gets a bunch of AP by late game, he's going to be hitting our team with our own Malphite ults, with our own Amumu ults. It's not looking good, but...
So you think the Huskies just need to do what they can to get out to an early lead here?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, the players are going through their picks to actually set their rosters in the game right now. So we have a few minutes to go until game 1 starts. There's also a 3-minute match delay built into League of Legends, so nobody can look at the stream and see what's going on and get an impression of what to do next. So a few minutes to go here before game 1. It's going to be very interesting to see how these team comps shake out. But any final closing thoughts before we get ready to hop into this first game?
I think MTU is going to close it out, honestly.
I'm really excited to see if they can pull it off. And we will see in just a few minutes. Before that, are you a tech student? Do you need to be close to campus? We have the places for that. Find the perfect location. Live where you want to live. Go check out houghtonforrent.com if you're looking for a place to stay next year. I believe they still have some availability, so go check on houghtonforrent.com if you're looking for a lease next year. They are a great place to start looking, so go check them out. Thank you to Bradway Enterprises for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. And now it's just time to get the ball rolling here. It's going to be very exciting to see what the Huskies can do. A very big matchup here. Every team is scheduled to play each other twice, but in the first match between these two, San Jose State had to forfeit. So this is the first time we're seeing these two teams face each other at all in this conference.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to see how it goes for our teams. I guess while we're here, we can go over some of the more interesting things from the patch notes. We had some Singed changes. Singed from Arcane, everyone's favorite character.
Yeah, the premier headliner character from Arcane definitely singed. But yeah, any details on the patch notes there?
Yeah, so his Q, which leaves a poison trail behind him when he speeds around your team, uh, it struggles a bit at taking those minions, and sometimes your minions will steal the enemy minion from you because you need to kill the enemy team's minions to get the gold from it.
Yeah.
And so if a minion is affected by your poison gas and it dies to one of your minions, you won't lose the gold on that. You'll just get the gold.
That is a pretty significant patch, especially for early game ramping up for Singe. Just like getting those early initial levels to have an advantage in the like first team fights. That's a pretty
Yeah,
significant
it's a really small change, but like it can mean quite a bit. I think Singed will be seeing quite a bit more gold in the near future.
Yeah, and that's a really significant change in the early game for a pretty solid AOE based champion. So maybe that's something that the Huskies consider. Maybe it's something the Spartans consider if they don't like how their team comps are looking going into the next game.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. The other character who saw some really massive changes was Nefiri. She got the Tom Kench treatment. For those of you who've been following League of Legends for a while, you'll know that Tom Kench got a mid-scope update like Nefiri is currently getting, where they took his W, where he'd swallow the enemies, and put it onto his ult, and took his ult and put it onto his W, which was really unfortunate. And Nefiri got the same treatment, where they gave her more dogs on her W and her dash on her ult.
So, I mean, like, I guess would you call that a pretty significant nerf to Nefiri then?
I'd call it a pretty good change, honestly. I'm happy with it.
All right, well,
Just as I'll hopefully be happy with this game.
yeah, and just like that, game one underway. All the teams currently rushing the bottom lane here. We'll see if there's any actual combat here, but if I had to guess, it's just camping here, hoping to see if they can get a surprise gank on somebody. Ward coming out for San Jose State, and all the players are going to channel back, see that that is not going to be a possibility.
And they both just swam right around each other. That was
yeah,
really
look at this. All five players
incredible.
lurking in the jungle here for San Jose State. It looks like Music Tabs has an idea of what's going on and does not want to get out of the turret range. So we'll see what the Huskies do in response here.
Yeah, he was hovering a little bit close, but now our bot lane and support are hovering pretty safely underneath their bottom lane tower.
All right, and now the rest of the players are getting set. Minions have spawned, so in the next 30 seconds or so, we're going to see a fight.
Oh,
and here comes a very aggressive push from San Jose State. Music Tab's going to get back under the turret to hide. And now, finally, the Spartans are going to relent, go back to their lanes, and start playing more of a traditional setup for League of Legends, hoping to get a quick gank there on Music Tabs, but unfortunately not going to go their way. They are going to fall back to spawn, and we will see what happens from here. Crafinator going to start on the blue buff here and just try to start picking up some XP in this first clear in jungle. Pivotal here for the junglers to get through their first clear as quickly as possible. Race to the Rift Scuttler that will spawn in the bottom lane near the pit, and then hopefully use that XP and that level advantage as a way to possibly pull off an early game gank or just stay on top of the opposing jungler.
Indeed, we did see that Corki had to back after that Blitzcrank hook underneath his tower, and I think that's going to be a little taste of what we're going to see from bot lane, is that they really need to be careful of those Blitzcrank hooks, or else they're going to get punished really hard for it.
And here, Kevin J getting down pretty low on the HP there.
And I was wrong. It looks like we're going to see a Yasuo in the top lane, which isn't surprising. Yasuo will generally occasionally go there. It's either it's top lane, it's
top
mid, it's ADC. It's, Yasuo is a very versatile champion. We do see Darius lurking a bit close to our bot lane turret, maybe looking for a gank, but it doesn't look like anything's going to come out of it. Darius is leaving the bot lane. A bit of poke coming on from Syndra.
I do think that our bottom laners are aware of Darius's presence, just trying not to extend outside of their turret. They saw the shenanigans the Spartans were trying to pull before minions had even finished rushing into their lane, so being very careful there.
Yeah, we do see the bot lane wave crash into tower. The Corki was not able to hold up a freeze right there, and all those minions went into tower means he could have lost some. I didn't actually see if he did, but that was a bit unfortunate. Oh, we do see Silas going in on Syndra. Misses the second part of his E. Syndra gets the stun, hits the W. Amumu flashes in, hits the Q. It's really close.
Can they get this takedown?
There we go. Amumu giving it to our Syndra. That is what we want to see early game. And I was saying Silas top because Silas would probably have an easier time against this Malphite, but now we see Yasuo struggling a little bit against the armor tank in the top lane.
Nug currently a little bit behind in the XP race against Yasuo, but going to be able to pick up these minions and tie back up at level 4. And it looks like the bottom laners for the Spartans, going to go ahead and recall a bit as well. But first blood there for Fiorina is very nice news for the Huskies. Fiorina in Game 1 against Lewis University, I would say was pretty unquestionably the team MVP on Yone, and it was a large part of it was due to that early kills, helping with the XP ramp to get Fiorina ahead of the competition for the Flyers.
Amumu is getting caught out quite a bit in the red side jungle, and Yasuo is going to pick up that kill. Very unfortunate.
Very aggressive play there by Crayfinator. I think, oh, you know what? I think it was just Darius just chased them all the way back into the opposing jungle.
That could have been it, yeah.
Tough result there for the Huskies, but currently tied 1-1 in the kill counter. A few hundred gold behind San Jose State at the moment. We'll see how long that holds up.
Yep, Syndra's able to stop Silas from getting back on top of her in that moment. We are seeing a bit of the ranged versus melee in the mid lane, but we do see a gank coming on in the top lane. Darius and Yasuo are coming on to this Malphite. Yasuo hits the third Q, Darius hits his full combo, and that's going to be a kill on Malphite. This Yasuo is getting pretty far ahead in the top lane, which is a bit unfortunate. We do see the bot lane going on the Varus, and Varus is going to flash. So nothing else is going to come out of that, but we do see the Varus flash came out, so he's going to be vulnerable for the next 5 minutes.
Burn through Varus's flash, though, still something to keep in mind. Just making the other team use resources, trying to give yourself a little bit of a lead in that regard. We'll have to see if the Huskies can take advantage of that. Very aggressive play from the Silas in mid lane here. Just might be overextending again. Could be a second kill on the way for Fiorina if that happens again.
But you know, how Silas is going to win this mid lane matchup is he needs to get on top of that Syndra and keep her low, don't let her get comfortable is really what you want.
Yeah, just like win the XP race. Don't let Fiorina get ahead, because if Fiorina winds up a level or two in front of you, and Fiorina has shown to be an excellent player in that situation in previous games, that could be very bad news for the opposing Silas.
Yeah, it looks like Yasuo's in a pretty bad spot, but he is able to E out. I would say Malphite won that trade pretty decisively. Yasuo misses the third Q again, and this wave is not about to crash. It is about to crash. Malphite is doing a little bit of wave freezing there, trying to hold it off from the tower. But it looks like he had to drop it.
But also, I think Nug was fine with letting the minions crash a little bit there, get a little bit of damage chipped onto the turret, but it means basically the Malphite is able to safely collect the XP and gold from killing those minions without having to worry too much about the Yasuo overextending into turret range to deal damage.
Indeed, we do see Darius going on the Void Grubs right now. Yasuo is not going over to help, and neither has Silas, but he's probably going to clean that up pretty easily. Amumu is now looking bot side. He's probably going to go on to Dragon here pretty soon, or at least ward it. Silas is coming up to help the Darius with Void Grubs, and then I see all three of them going on this Malphite.
Yeah, Nugtart needs to stay very close to the turret here. Do not want to overextend. Give yourself as much cover as possible. The turret will auto-attack anybody who does damage to a champion within its range. So that is something to keep in mind for Nug, just basically trying to buy some extra firepower behind him in what could be a very dangerous situation in the near future.
And we do see that both of them have their ult. So Malphite ult is he dashes out of character, knocks them up, he's unstoppable during it. I'll get back into that really soon, because we are seeing a fight in the bottom lane river. Amumu goes down after Silas steals his ult. Varus is going to hit his ult on the Nami, and Nami is going to get shut down as well. A kill going over to Varus.
And Dilatrex is not going to be able to get away from that one. Gonna go down, and a 1-4 lead in the kill counter now for San Jose State. Almost a 3,000 gold lead at the moment.
And back up in the top lane, we do see that Yasuo also has his ult. His ult is that when someone is knocked up, he can dash to them, and then when he auto-attacks them later, it counts for a lot less of their armor. So he's able to shred through armor with his ult, which is pretty good when versing Malphite, who stacks a lot of armor.
And yeah, very solid mid-game, late-game ability as well, so something the Huskies are going to need to keep in mind. And maybe an overextension here by one of the San Jose State players. Can Crayfinator and Dilatrex take advantage here?
We do see the Kent State bot lane coming in.
There you go.
Darius
nice
is going to go down to Corky.
But 3 players for San Jose State there. Huskies know not to push. And the Spartans are going to back off, only losing 1 there. Nugtart still has not gone down in that top lane. Being forced to fight from underneath the turret a little bit more than you'd like to see. But at the same time, holding down the lane for the moment, not letting it get to be too much of a problem.
Yeah, so it is 2-4 now. So that was a nice, clean little kill for MTU.
Definitely needed that.
Which is what we need to see. And it went on Corky, which is even better. Because getting your ADC ahead, their whole job is to do damage. So if you get them ahead, they can do a lot of damage. Hopefully they'll kill all your enemies before they kill you.
And now, looks like everybody's settled mostly back into their normal positions here. And
Yeah,
Yasuo going to go ahead and fly up into the top lane, get back in front of that Malphite. Going to try to farm more in the top lane, but for the moment, things have settled down here in the mid lane. Crafenator going to be... Actually, might go for a gank in the jungle here. Darius and Yasuo trying to collapse in on Crafenator. Can they get this off, or will Malphite be able to push them away? Lots of damage coming in.
Both Amumu and Malphite all come out from MTU.
Big damage, though.
Darius is going for the kill. Darius gets the ult. He is now able to ult Malphite as well.
Oh, and that's very close to being a kill on Darius there. Would have been very nice to see. But unfortunately, San Jose State played a very risky game there, but they were able to win. There's the nice kill from Fiorina, picking up the scraps there at least. That's a very nice
pick up a little bit
kill.
of a kill. We're going to see if Syndra is able to escape from the Sylas here. Sylas does take Syndra ult.
Lots of damage.
Syndra ult launches any orbs she has around her and fires them at the enemy, doing more damage to the more orbs. Sylas is not able to spawn those orbs, so he only throws 3 at the enemy, which means that ultimate is actually a lot better on Syndra than it is on Sylas.
That's a very unfavorable ult matchup, actually, for a character where you were really talking about how much utility a Sylas can get in later stages of the game by mimicking certain ults. So interesting that's one that Sylas really can't seem to take full advantage of.
Yeah, but the power of a Mumu ult, of Malphite ult, is really going to be what's turning the tides later in the game. We do see a little bit of a trade in the top lane. Yasuo's got his Q3. We do see Sylas dashing in onto the Syndra, flashing in, uses her ult against her, gets the kill. We do see that Yasuo ulted, and both are very low. But Yasuo decides to back off, as does Malphite. See a little bit. Oh
wow!
and
Is Yasuo
gets the
exchange
kill
here?
and dies in exchange. We do see a bit of a fight in the bot lane. Crafey's trying to get back under tower. Varus is just poking him down. But Crafey is able to get away and does not get hit by the Varus Q. Varus is now looking very low. Crafey has decided that he may be able to get something off of that, so he's looking to go back in a little bit. Blitzcrank gets hit by the Nami bubble, but nothing much comes out of it. Nami does get her Q off, which is going to heal Amumu up a bit, so he's now feeling a little bit more comfortable. But it looks like the enemy bot lane is backing off.
Yep, lots of damage being done there to San Jose State, but backing off before a significant push can be done by the Huskies. Right now, San Jose State about a 4,000 gold lead, 4 kills up on the leaderboard as well. Void Grubs are up, and it looks like the San Jose State Darius is going to be picking up some Void Grub kills there. Some passive buffs that deal increased burn damage on hit for the rest of the game, going to be going in favor of the Spartans.
Yeah, and we do see Sylas going on to the Syndra. Sylas is going to do his full combo. Syndra is almost dead. He throws up the thumbs up. Syndra is now looking a little bit low. And Sylas is looking for that kill. He hits the E.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hits the
aggressive.
W. And that's going to be a kill. So it's now 4-9. Malphite is doing quite a bit of damage to Yasuo, but Yasuo is healing a lot. He's probably picked up his Vamp Scepter by now. Blitzcrank hits the hook and knocks up this Corki. Getting poked down by Varus. Varus gets the kill. And that's going to be another kill going to Kent. Very unfortunate.
And taking a look at the team XPs, we have a few players, 2 level 10s for San Jose State, and nobody's quite cracked that threshold yet for the Huskies. A few players close on level 9, but San Jose State slight advantage in the XP race right now, and that is going to be helped by what is now amassed to a 6,000 gold lead.
Yasuo does have his ult, but decides not to go in on the Malphite just yet. Probably wants to poke him down a little bit more. Crafey is looking for something in the bot lane, hits the Q on Varus, and Varus does not auto-attack back because he knows if he did, he'd start getting hit by turret. So very smart on him. Darius is in the area looking for something. Nami gets hit by the hook. Darius goes in on Nami and gets the kill. Amumu ult goes off. Corki's getting hit by Varus ult. Very big team fight under tower. They're going to go in on music tabs here. Hopefully one of them dies to tower, but they all expertly evade the damage from it. Syndra, again, looking very low in the Sylas matchup here in the mid lane.
Very well played there by the Spartans, not overextending, taking advantage of what MTU gave them underneath that first turret in the bottom lane. And the first turret of the match is going to go to the Spartans here. There's a nice kill for Fiorina.
The kill, that's nice. And Darius is doing a little bit of looking around, a little bit of warding, a little bit invading. Gets the red buff from MTU.
Yeah.
and is now doing Dragon. We do see a bit of a Malphite Yasuo fight here. Yasuo is going to go for the ult, which is going to shred through Malphite's armor, as well as a Mumu since he's here. Hits the Q on Malphite, but decides to try to go away. Malphite hits the ult on Yasuo. He's getting very low,
nice.
and Malphite is able to clean up the kill on Yasuo there.
Needed that one for sure. In the meantime, the San Jose jungler was able to take out the dragon in the bottom lane, so a small passive buff there for the Spartans for the rest of the game. But
To their damage, yes.
But a nice pickup there for the Huskies, trying to get the kill counter a little bit more balanced. But you can see they're going to have to do it by forcing essentially power plays here.
Yeah,
Just
mid
trying
turret
to-
is getting sieged down, and with the the Varus Q and the ult from Blitzcrank is going to be enough. Silas steals Malphite's ult and kills him with it.
And a lot of progress being made here for San Jose State, just rushing the turrets.
Yeah, mid turret's going to go down. Blitzcrank is going to use his Hextech Flash Traption and hits the Corki, and that's going to put down the Corki. Varus also used his ult there and didn't end up dying to turrets, so it is now 16-7, almost a 9K gold lead.
Very effective work here from San Jose State. Huskies going to need to look for a way to respond.
There
Another
goes
turret
top
destroyed in the
turret.
top lane. All first-line turrets have now been destroyed for Michigan Tech, as they're going to need to find a way back into this game, and it's going to be trying to force short-handed team fights, I think, is really their only way out of this at this point. That or find a sneaky way to, like, snipe a Baron Nashor buff in a few minutes if they can get that far. But
We do see Syndra going to bot lane while our two bot laners are going to the mid. We see Syndra going on Yasuo a little bit here. Just a little bit of poke damage. Yasuo is trying to heal it back up. Misses the Q, Syndra dodges it, so good on her. We do see a Mumu and Malphite both sitting around this Silas here. They know where he is now. Malphite's going to stop his back. Silas is looking to just get a little bit of damage. Not go in on that though, he's going to clear wave in the top lane, but we do see the Yasuo ult come down in the bot lane on Syndra. Syndra's not dead yet. Yasuo is probably going to want to look to dash through this wave, get the kill on that Syndra, or Blitzcrank is going to try to hit a hook.
yeah, Blitzcrank just ran around
Blitzcrank
the
going
turret.
for it,
Very aggressive
and he
play.
gets the kill.
Mock is going to take a lot of damage. Crayfinator trying to pick up the trade at least. Can Crayfinator get away with
Yes,
this
he can
one?
with his ult. We should see a kill on Blitzcrank coming on here any second now. He is looking to get that
There it
kill
is.
while also not dying to Yasuo. We do see that Malphite teleported in. Misses the ult, but is able to finish off Yasuo here without Crayfinator dying.
Nice play there by the Huskies. Going to come off with a +1 kill advantage in that fight at least. So some good news there for Michigan Tech as they try to ramp themselves back into this game, but still a very significant lead.
We see the Varus ult come on Mumu and is able to one-shot him.
Wow.
Yeah, Varus is very far ahead at this point in the game.
Yeah.
We're looking to see Corki maybe try to catch up to where he's at currently.
San Jose State very quick to act with their leveling advantage here. They're taking one-on-ones whenever they can get them, just knowing they have the damage to tank this shot. A lot of damage coming in from the turret there. May have been a bit of an overestimation there.
Silas
by
is coming in
Virus.
looking for the Malphite, hits the E, hits the auto attack, hits the W, and that's going to be a kill for Silas.
20-8 now the kill counter, a 10,000 gold lead in favor of San Jose State.
And we see Darius and Silas lurking a little bit, trying to look for this Nami. Silas is going to try to go for it. Silas does have Nami ult, a big wave that'll knock enemies up. And we do see it hits Nami. Silas is going to hit his E off that, hits his Q, flashes over the wall, gets 2 empowered auto attacks off. Darius gets the ult, and that's going to be a kill on Nami. We do see Darius still taking turret damage, but does ult Corki with the reset. We do see Yasuo is ulting Syndra. Not able to pick up the kill just yet, is probably looking for it. There is a knockup, but that's not going to be enough damage. Syndra ult is going to come out on Yasuo and it's going to kill. And Mumu was not able to survive the 1v3 there in their base. We are going to see the
Nice
Malphite
play
ult, which
by
is going to
Nog.
pick up 2 kills. Blitzcrank is on the run. Varus is taking out tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Syndra's looking to back, although she may be in a bit of a predicament here because Varus is looking for that kill. Flash Q is not enough. She's left at 1 HP. Very unfortunate for him. Now he has to contend with the Malphite, who's looking for a little blood. The Syndra Q is able to deal a bit more damage to him, and Malphite's able to pick up that 1,000 gold shutdown.
Very effective work there by the Huskies. Needed all those kills to try to bring themselves back into this game. A pretty massive overextension there by San Jose State. Got caught in the base of the Huskies there with 2 players. I mean, late game you can get away with that. At this point in the game, you're still way too low level to get away with that one easily. And nice job picking up the kills there by our Malphite being run tonight by Nug.
And it's very interesting because we've only seen 1 dragon taken at 18 minutes.
And Rift Herald's still sitting there too, yeah.
We do see Yasuo and Mumu fighting over the Scuttle Crab here. Yasuo's doing quite a bit of damage to Mumu. Mumu hits the ult. Nami's bubble gets windwalled. Syndra's trying to do something, but is now right next to the Darius, not where you want to be, and that's going to be a kill on Syndra. That's going to be a kill on Nami by Silas. Amumu makes it out.
And every player for San Jose going to be able to get away here. Crayfinator, last stab, just trying to get out of
the
the
Q, hits the
fight.
W. That's going to be finishing off Crayfie. Malphite's looking to brawl a little bit. Does not get hit by the Blitzcrank hook, but 3 members are chasing him down. He ults to avoid the Varus ult, so probably a good use on that, and he makes it out. Corki's heading down towards bot side to try to clear out that wave. We see Malphite heading top lane because they are trying to push down the inner turret.
And they will do just that. All 6 of the turrets in lanes have been cleared now, so now just the Michigan Tech base structures standing. Going to be a very difficult comeback here for Michigan Tech with 19 minutes elapsed so far here in Game 1.
Yep, we do see that Darius is in the bot side jungle and Dragon is up. So we might see a Dragon pick taken pretty soon here. Varus is maybe hovering that direction. They're looking to pick up a kill on Crayfie. And Syndra is in the bot lane getting dived on by Darius. Darius is going to hit his E, his W. He's getting a couple auto attacks, hits his Q, hits his ult, and that's going to reset his ult. So now he's able to use it again. Hits the W on Nami, hits the Q, and then ults her. And that's going to be another 2 kills for Darius. Silas is going in on Malphite here, taking the Malphite ult, looking to get a little something off of it. Darius is also looking to play, but he is still behind the wall. Might flash in, maybe not. Silas gets quite a bit of healing with his W, and the Malphite ult comes in. Darius gets a little bit of damage on Malphite, but it's not going to be enough to pick up the kill. So Silas greeting a little bit there and got him killed.
Yep. Ruinous Malva spawned up near the top lane, but I think at this point in the match, San Jose State's just looking for the finisher. First turret's going to be destroyed, now going for the inhibitor in the mid lane, and you can see 4 players here for the Spartans as they try to just run all the way through the Michigan Tech defenses here.
Yep. At least taking inhibitors, now they're leaving. We do see the kill come on Varus, money going to the Syndra, which is very good for MTU. I believe Varus had a pretty big shutdown.
Still a 14 kill lead here, 12,000 gold now the differential between the 2 teams. Spartans have built up a very significant lead. Huskies are picking up kills here and there. They're usually in shorthanded situations, but Michigan Tech looking for a way to get out of this hole. We'll see if they can find a way to escape in the near future.
Did you see Darius going on the Nami? Nami's trying to get out with her healing. Darius is looking for it. He hits the W, and that's going to finish off Nami. Very unfortunate pick. Syndra and Yasuo over in the top side. She's clearing wave. Basically under tower. Amumu was in the area. Now he's gone though. Blitzcrank and Yasuo are both looking for something up there. Silas is hovering around inside their base. He is very aggressive today, just diving into their base, maybe in some a little bit of trolling.
Has a 4-level advantage at this point in the fight though. Has the ability to steal that Amumu ult. Just very aggressive play at this point for the Spartans.
Very aggressive. Blitzcrank flashed in. The Yasuo is going to go off. The Malphite ult is going to go off from our team. Big team fight. Yasuo's dashing around, trying to get out, gets hit by the MTU, and that's going to be a kill for Malphite onto Yasuo. Darius does take the dragon, which 21 minutes, second dragon. Oh, Silas does take the Amumu ult and is able to kill him with it, and is probably going to take top turret for that. Like we saw right there.
Super minions spawning now in the mid lane for San Jose State. Going to be adding some extra pressure onto the pushes here from the Spartans towards the Huskies base. Both turrets around the Nexus still standing, and now it looks like the Darius is going to come in looking for a Risk Scuttler kill, which really at this point would just be the final nail in the coffin on the Michigan Tech defense if they can wind up getting that Risk Scuttler to go off.
Although if this game does go on long enough, that broken inhibitor this early is actually going to provide MTU with a bit of extra gold, so maybe that'll help them come back.
That was just off the super minion kills, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a possibility, but getting the inhibitor back up, keeping San Jose State from just attacking it again and destroying it again once it does respawn.
We do see Yasuo and Malphite fighting a bit in the mid lane. Malphite's going to back off. We do see them taking the Otacon in the top lane. And it looks like they're going to get it. MTU is none the wiser, not even in the area.
But at this point, really, the Huskies can't extend past their base very far. Just, like, can't even really get out to farm XP.
Malphite does not see the Darius. Sorry, the Silas sneaking up behind him. Silas now has Malphite ult. The Yasuo knockup is going to hit. Malphite ults away. Silas ults onto him, but it looks like Malphite will make it out. Amumu is getting engaged upon by the Blitzcrank. Very aggressive play right there. Pulls in the Nami right onto the Darius. The Amumu ult comes out, and the Blitzcrank gets popped by the Amumu. Darius ult comes out. He is now looking to, he gets a second immediate kill on the Nami. Sorry, not the Nami, the Syndra. Nami gets popped by Silas, and now it's looking like a
Yeah.
2v5.
The
currently
final
in
two
base.
players standing now for Michigan Tech are going to be Nugtart and Tabs.
Malphite gets caught out and gets killed by the Silas. Darius is looking for a little something, and it looks like, unless we see some crazy plays from Corki here, this might be the end of the game. Darius is trying to look on him, misses the Q. Corki getting a little bit of poke off, but yep. We see the Darius W, the Yasuo ult, and the Darius ult. And that's going to
four
finish
players
off MTU here.
4 players in the Michigan Tech Husky base. Nexus damage being dealt now. Crayfinator respawning just in time, as they're going to let the minions chip the damage away on the Nexus here, just using their abilities to... oh no, that's not a spawn kill, at least against the Huskies, but that is going to be the end result. San Jose State going to take game 1 very quickly against the Michigan Tech Huskies, and now Michigan Tech going to be left to see how they can respond in game 2.
That Darius was a pretty dominant force this game.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about how that Darius comp has been nerfed specifically to kind of push off of jungle comps for Darius, but no issue running it there. I mean, I think probably maybe 15 kills in the Darius in that match.
And it makes you wonder just how strong was Darius jungle before this patch.
It's insane to think about, really, because that was a very effective play by San Jose State. Fiorina really solid work in the mid lane there, usually able to pick up some trades. Crayfinator got a few trades off as well, but it just seems like just a little bit more aggression, some early kills in favor of San Jose State. They just got the kill counter in their favor, got the gold counter in their favor, and were just able to securely play with the lead. Didn't really give anything up to Michigan Tech once they had the control.
Yeah, Silas just had some really great ults to choose from both Malphite, from Nami, from Amumu. He was able to just skyrocket ahead.
So, yeah, nice play there by San Jose State, taking game 1, and now games 2 and 3 left for Michigan Tech to try to respond and take this series back. San Jose State looking to improve to a 5-1 overall record this season and maintain their spot as the 1 seed in this conference. Michigan Tech looking to improve to 4-3, and that would make them the 3 seed, at least for now, as they try to justify their playoff positioning. But taking a look into this game 1, looking into game 2, what ideas do you think the Huskies are going to try to implement to shake this up? Do you have any advice for, like, how do they try to address this going forward?
What I saw a lot of very aggressive picks for Kent State here. And I think MTU needs a way to deal with that early, or they need to figure out a way to prolong the game to where they're able to pick up a bit, because, yeah, they were just having problems almost all across the board. Malphite was doing pretty good into Yasuo, because that's a pretty good matchup for Malphite, but...
Yeah, and they were largely left alone in top lane, too, so, like, they just had the ability to kind of farm minions off each other. Once that Darius started going up there and going for 2-on-1s, it just became too much for Nug to be able to hold on to with the Malphite in a 2v1 situation, especially when the Darius has been farming like crazy, a few levels ahead of the rest of the pack. Just very difficult play there. So, not the result you want to see if you're rooting for the Huskies there in game 1, but we'll see how they are able to bounce back in these next couple games. While we wait for game 2 and the players to start their champ select, we do have some updates from the rest of Michigan Tech athletics. The Huskies men's basketball team was sent to the National NCAA Division II tournament. They placed the 3 seed in the Midwest. Based on their results over the course of the season, they were ranked number 23 nationally going into the tournament. In the round of 64, they were able to win a big revenge game against 6 seed in the Midwest, Northern Michigan, who eliminated them in the GLIAC semifinal 2 weekends ago. The final score in that game, 87-72. So after a 1-point nail-biter loss in the GLIAC championship tournament, Huskies respond in a big way in the national tournament to advance to the round of 32, where they ran into GLIAC runner-up Lake Superior State, who was able to defeat the Huskies 83-73 in the round of 32. So a top 32 national finish for the Huskies men's basketball team, an incredible season all around, a conference player of the year in Marcus Tomaszek, and a very exciting, fun season to look forward to next year as well, because I know a lot of players still have some eligibility left. I think Tomaszek has 1 year of eligibility left, so hopefully we can see a lot of this roster come back and make some noise again next year. I was able to attend the GLIAC championship games here at Michigan Tech a couple weekends ago, and the basketball arena, I would say, got about as loud as the MAC did for hockey.
Really?
I think there were about 1,800 people in the gymnasium. Like I may have been in attendance record. I'm not entirely sure. But keep your eye on the Huskies basketball teams next season. Very exciting play from them this year, and we're hoping to see more of that going into next season as well. But going back to the League of Legends game we have on hand here, I mean, a lot of things to shake up here for the Huskies. Just, do you think that there's any particular champions they go for here? Do you think there's any specific bands they go after? I mean, you got to think Darius is a 1-1 ban at this point, right?
Yeah, you would think so. I think Darius was pretty dominant. I could also see the Silas ban if they
That could
decide
be.
to go Nami in the sorry, not Nami, Zyra in the jungle.
Mhm.
Because Zyra also has a fantastic ultimate that Silas would love to capitalize on.
That's a good point. So just, I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities that the Huskies could look for here. I don't know if there's any particular champion for them that I feel they need to swap off of right now. It seemed like Fiorino was feeling very comfortable in mid lane, all things considered.
Yeah, Sandra was doing pretty good. And we do see some bans coming in. That is going to be a Darius ban coming from San Jose, and a Zach ban, and a Zyra ban from MTU.
If I had to guess, I believe that the bans are swapped on these screens. I'm pretty sure Michigan Tech is the team who's banning Rumble and Darius
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
and
that
Zach
seems
and
right,
Zyra
because
are.
Zach was banned last. So
Yeah, so I believe the exact same three leadoff bans for San Jose State in this one, and Mbessa is going to be the last ban for Michigan Tech, as San Jose State's going to get their first pick here.
Yes, there we are. Okay. Now it's looking correct. So San Jose might be locking in Twitch here, but we do see the Zach ban, the Zyra ban, the Lilia ban. Again, hard focusing our jungle. From us, we see us putting two bans toward the top lane. Darius is a jungle ban in this case.
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see. Just trying to take a look at the list of mains that we have available left for Kent at this point. Maybe they got rid of Lilia as well. So they're really just cutting deep into Kent's list of favored champions in the jungle here. We'll have to see.
It looks like he's choosing Xin Zhao.
Yeah, Xin Zhao that's an interesting pick for the Huskies. I don't know that I've seen any of our players run that champion.
I have not, but I do know that Xin Zhao has an extremely potent early game.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if the Huskies can take advantage of that aggression, try to get out to an early gold lead, and just see what they can do from there. Because obviously, once San Jose State had the lead there in game one, very difficult to bring it back from them. A Yone pick that's almost certainly going to Fiorina in the mid lane.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, Xin Zhao is going to have a pretty dominant early game. He has one of the strongest level 3s in the game. Yone is just a complete monster.
Yeah.
Pretty much every phase of the game. We see a Kali pick coming on for probably mid lane on San Jose.
So all new champs selected so far.
Ooh,
Aurelia might be the swap here. We'll have to see if that's locked in for the Spartans or not. But definitely like interesting to see all new champions so far in the selection. I mean, obviously, Tech responding to the Darius jungle game previously by just hard locking a Darius ban to start, so forcing a change there.
Yeah, so we do see the Twitch and Yone, who are both really good team fighters. They're just team fighting monsters. We see Aurelia and Xin Zhao, who are both duelists. They like their 1v1s, their 2v2s. They like to keep the numbers small. And we do see perhaps another duelist pick with Gwen.
And yeah, I mean, I know you were mentioning Gwen, I believe, as a top lane pick earlier.
Yes.
So that's going to be a very interesting matchup to see there. We haven't had a top lane selected yet. Garen is still on the board available for Nug. I know that is a popular choice for him. So we'll have to see if that's a possible pick there. Seraphine may be the support here for the Huskies. Is that something they're going to choose to lock in?
It very well could be. I know they were hovering it last time, and that could be our choice to replace Nami this time coming up.
Yeah, it did seem like Nami fell pretty significantly behind early there, just like not able to get the ability usage off that you need to like. Also, it's just San Jose State trying to isolate supports and 2v1s a bunch that just led into these massive kill chains that the Spartans were able to get. So we'll have to see if maybe, I mean, Seraphine largely going to be healing, so just going to be tough to see what the Huskies do in response to try to avoid those isolation plays the Spartans were able to get off so commonly in game one.
And we do see the Yasuo ban coming out for MTU, which means that Seraphine is locked in.
That's a pretty solid pick there, I would say, for the Huskies. Yasuo did some pretty great damage there late game, and Malphite going to be the ban in response by the Spartans, just trying to get rid of picks that wound up working out pretty well last game. I mean,
do we see a Silas ban here from MTU? Maybe.
I don't know if Silas was quite the game breaker we were expecting in game one. They might leave Silas on the board here, especially if you're going to see Silas in the mid lane.
They might, yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay.
and Lulu's going to
Lulu.
be the final ban for the Huskies.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I
Maybe that's
mean,
a misclick.
I,
Maybe it'll
I
change. But
I'm guessing that's something that they've seen in the Spartans game plan. They see a lot of Lulu picks, and that's something where they're more responding to the team in general than what they saw in game one.
yeah, I could see Twitch Lulu being actually a really powerful uh, pair together, and it looks
Mhm.
like that is going to be the choice, and it's going to be a Mel ban for San Jose.
All right, that leaves quite a few picks on the board for our top lane, but jungle was pretty hard locked there, so Kent gonna have to reach a little bit further into the pocket to try to find a champion that he wants to run here. But a lot of opportunities left on the board here, and it looks like Ziggs is gonna be the pick.
Yep, for bot lane, most likely. I could, I was going to say Renata because I was expecting a traditional ADC, but with Ziggs, I'm not too sure what
Yeah,
San Jose is going to choose for their support.
that's a very interesting pick. I mean, I'm trying to figure out exactly where we send each lane at this point. So are you thinking Xin Zhao is gonna be
Jungle.
the jungle at that point?
Yep,
Then?
Xin Zhao is very much a jungler. We see
Mhm.
Yone mid, Seraphine support, Ziggs bot lane.
Mm-hmm. So then our
Um,
top lane's left, and I mean, Garen, Mundo, Renekton's still there as well. So a few possibilities for Nug there. But Blitzcrank and Riven look like they're going to be the final two picks for San Jose State. So a returning champion there in Blitzcrank, I believe the only one there for the Spartans.
Is that a Twitch jungle?
That could be actually,
But
yeah, because
wait,
Gwen
because
top, you have.
hold on a second. There's obviously it could be Gwen jungle is probably what I'm missing. So it's probably
Yeah, that could be a
um,
comp.
Riven top, Gwen jungle, Irelia mid, and then Twitch Blitzcrank in the bot lane.
But it looks like it is going to be a Renekton pick for Nug, and that is going to lock the rosters in. So I believe that is 5 new champions for Michigan Tech, 4 new champions for San Jose State. So a very significant shakeup as far as champ select goes here in game 2. Obviously, a lot of bans in response to what the opposing team didn't like seeing in game 1. But a few more optional swaps there.
Yeah, I'm seeing quite a bit more duelist leaning picks from San Jose this time, where MTU has some pretty substantial team fighting picks like Seraphine and Yone.
Mm-hmm. And it feels like it's just the Huskies saying like they're going to commit more to the team fight this game, try to get those isolation plays like they wanted, just like try to basically go player by player instead of like getting stuck in 1v1s themselves.
Yeah, so that'll be really interesting to see. We do see the Mel ban come out, which kind of
That's
makes me hopeful
strange.
that like maybe if there's a game 3, we'll see a Mel pick.
Yeah, I don't believe I've seen Mel get selected by the Huskies in any previous game either, actually. So that would be a pretty interesting shakeup to see if that's something that one of our players has ready to go. But
And we do see the Blitzcrank chosen again, but this time I feel like Ziggs is a lot better prepared for it than our previous ADC. Because Ziggs already likes to stay like as far back as possible,
yeah,
just throw bombs.
swapping Ziggs for the Corki or Corki for the Ziggs here. Sorry, just like trying to get more splash damage involved, a little bit more territorial control too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we'll have to see if that winds up working out for the Huskies, especially in the early game there, because really, like I was saying earlier, the second San Jose State had a significant lead, they just took the advantage they had and ran with it. That's not a position the Huskies want to fall back into again here in game 2.
Yeah, I know that there was a patch in like season 8 or 9 which just gutted crit ADCs, and a whole bunch of mages came in, and we just haven't been able to get them out. They
Yeah.
just keep showing up.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Huskies respond here. But based on our champ select screen here, it looks like we're going to have the champ select finishing up here. So we have a few minutes to go. But any closing thoughts as we take a look at this? Like any final words of advice you have for the Huskies going into the second game?
I'm really liking the Yone pick. I think
I am
that's
too.
going to do them a lot of good.
Yeah, I mean, well, Fiorina was I would say probably the most consistent lane. The mid lane was held down pretty effectively. Obviously, you're going to lose a lot of ground there quickly just because it is the most direct lane to the Nexus. But got a few kills in there early. Some ganks by Crafinator helped out a lot. So if that's a pattern that Fiorina can continue to pick up big kills, we've seen some crazy Yone plays out of Fiorina before. So this feels like a pretty favorable champ select for the Huskies. We'll have to see if they can take advantage of that. The one question mark really is the Xin Zhao, which I do agree is probably going to be our jungler at this point.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. I think, yeah, he's probably going to go for some early ganks. He has an ability where like he auto attacks 3 times. On the 3rd time, it knocks them up. He generally runs Hail of Blades, which gives him attack speed on his first 3 auto attacks. So he dashes on you, hits you 3 times really quickly, knocks you up. That gives him time for his the person who's ganking to show up, apply some CC of their own, and hopefully get that kill.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Michigan Tech Huskies going into Game 2. Going to need to win 2 in a row to take this series off of the San Jose State Spartans as they try to remain as the 1 seed in the conference. In the meantime, if you're looking to spice up your style, University Images is your official headquarters for authentic Michigan Tech Huskies apparel. It's university-owned, university-operated, University Images located right here in the SDC. Or if you want to shop online, go check out bookstore.mtu.edu for all of your Michigan Tech goods of choice. And they do carry the Michigan Tech Esports jersey, the one Ben's wearing right now. So if you want to get one for yourself, be sure to check those out. That's a fantastic way to support the Michigan Tech Esports program. So be sure to be on the lookout for that if you are on the Michigan Tech Bookstore website. But now Game 2 going to be starting in just a few minutes. We will have to get ready to see what happens here.
Looks like we might be having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll see what's going on there.
We'll leave that going for just a moment. We'll let you know if there are any changes to the start of Game 2. But just going to be a very interesting match. I mean, obviously a very quick game there. Huskies fell behind. San Jose State capitalized on the momentum. So now the question is, can the Huskies try to stifle that early game push from San Jose? Can they try to stay more evenly balanced or even take an early lead here? Because that will be the pivotal thing. League of Legends is known to be a pretty snowbally game at points. One of the most snowbally games, one could argue. But it is going to be a very difficult battle here to see if the Huskies can pull it off. We are appearing to have a small issue right now with our champion select, so we're going to cut to a brief intermission. We will be right back here in just a few minutes for the start of Game 2. See you then. Welcome back, everybody. Apologies for the small delay. We have everything sorted out now, so the game will be loading up for us in just about a minute. But before that happens, if you came to the stream late and you want to stay up to date with all things Michigan Tech Esports, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel here, like the stream as well. If you prefer streaming or watching us on Twitch, we do stream on Twitch as well. Both of our tags are at MTU Esports. So whichever way you want to watch the Huskies, be sure to stick around with us there. But looking ahead to this game 2 now, a very interesting match here, and a win or go home, or sorry, win or lose the match, I guess.
Yeah, match
not,
point.
Yeah, not quite an elimination game here for the Huskies, but a very high stakes game here as they try to solidify playoff seeding. I mean, it's a 4-team playoff bracket, so you're really only gonna adjust your seeding one game based on if you're coming in as the 4 seed or the 3 seed. But really a lot to fight for here as the Huskies trying to basically get the more favorable opponent between San Jose State and Washington State by the looks of it.
Yeah. What I'm seeing is that Yone and Irelia mid, so I think that should be really exciting to watch, especially in the early game when they're going at it, because they're both duelist characters and they have a lot of flashy moves. What I'm also seeing is a very good matchup for us in the top lane, because we have our Renekton versus their Riven. Riven has a lot of dashes and not very high scalings, and she generally gets a lot of value because she'll dodge all the skill shots. Which you'd hope you could do when you have 4 dashes.
Yeah, you definitely hope so, but also this is going to be a very competitive match. We know that San Jose State, excuse me, sorry, has been playing very effective League of Legends so far. Their early games, they're trying to take very quick advantage, go for a jungle gank as soon as really first clear is over, just to take a significant lead. And we'll have to see if the Huskies are able to respond to that. Some big dodges obviously would help a lot, especially if you can result that play into a kill. So going to be an interesting matchup here as we get ready for game 2 to start. The players have loaded into the lobby, so we have just a few minutes here before we get going, and there they go. Game 2 underway here. We're going to have Michigan Tech starting in the top right-hand corner of the map this time. They're going to be the red team, while San Jose State is going to be your blue team.
Yeah, and as I was saying earlier with Riven dodging skill shots, Renekton doesn't have any skill shots, so Renekton is just going to dash up on the Riven stat sticker and hopefully win the trade. That's what we're hoping to see.
And you can see the Huskies just go for their usual spread here, not going to go for any team gank strats here. Nug going to be very scared here.
5-man engage, Irelia Q, and then Riven is just going to clean that up.
And that's
very unfortunate.
That's exactly why the Spartans are going for plays like that, just hoping to catch a player overextending on the opposing side. And just like that, the Spartans have given themselves a little bit of an early lead here. We'll have to see if the Huskies can respond in turn.
Yeah, honestly, I would be mad about that one. That is not something that happens often. You don't generally see the 5-man in top lane.
Yeah, because we saw them both go to bottom lane last time, and then I think Nug saw it, didn't realize there were 5 there. I think just probably saw 1 or 2 around the corner.
Yeah, the rest were hugging the wall.
Yeah, and
they just had a vision until it was too late.
Yeah.
Blitzcrank hook, it's over.
But that play going to start the ramp here for the Spartans. Huskies going to need to get back on the board here and respond very quickly to avoid letting this game get out of hand. Nug going to be in a fight early in that top lane. Players going to be exchanging blows all over the map.
Do you see some little engages? Irelia's only got 3 stacks of her passive, so not the best trade for her, but that is okay. We do see the Blitzcrank hook land onto the Ziggs, but Ziggs is going to flash out, and besides losing flash, not too much on. Irelia is doing a little bit of farming. Whenever she kills something with her dash resets. So we should see a lot of dashes from Irelia.
Yeah, good way to stack up charges there. Just kind of jolt into combat. We'll have to see if the Huskies are ready for that. Fiorina playing that Yone. Going to be an interesting matchup to keep your eye on there. Whoever wins that mid lane in the early game going to be giving their team a pretty significant advantage.
Taking a look at the top lane, I think Renekton is just a little bit more stats, stat sticker. But once he does, that should turn around quite quick. We do see Yone hits the Q, hits the W. We do see Irelia hit her E and then her Q. She's at full stacks, but also gets hit by turret. So that's ending in a fairly even trade, maybe a little bit in Yone's favor, although Irelia is healing a little bit here.
Yeah, slight XP lead right now for Irelia as well, so going to be an interesting fight to keep your eye on as this game progresses over the next few minutes.
We do see Blitzcrank misdive hook over there. Yeah, Renekton has a nice little freeze near his side, so hopefully he won't be getting engaged on in the game. We do see Riven going on Renekton. Renekton's at about half health now. Yone is going in, misses the Q, gets a couple auto attacks, gets his W off, and then his E is going to end, and he's going to be pulled back. When he is pulled back, a percentage of the damage that he dealt is dealt to them again. So it looked like it was a little bit worth for the Yone. Really misses the E, but it looks like Yone is going to get away. We see a little bit of a fight with Xin Zhao and Gwen. Xin Zhao was losing that pretty hard. Gwen got her full Q off on Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao's going to get out though. We do see a bit of a gank with Blitzcrank and Twitch behind our tower, but they are not going to be able to get a kill there, and they're going to leave.
Yeah, San Jose State saw they had a little bit of room to work in the Michigan Tech jungle there. Crayfiner got forced off the final camps there by the San Jose State jungler, who it is going to be that Gwen you mentioned earlier. But just a very unfavorable spot there. The Spartans knew they had the position to push up in jungle and go for an attack behind the turret, took advantage of it, but no kills going to result for San Jose State there.
I believe we saw Riven, yes, Riven flashed, ignited on Renekton. It wasn't enough to kill, which puts her behind both summoners. Renekton still has both his ignite and his flash, so we might see a bit of a good trade. We do see Xin Zhao ganking top lane, while Blitzcrank hits a hook underneath their tower. Blitzcrank is going to die to tower, and Twitch is going to pick up the kill on Ziggs.
Mm-hmm. Again, San Jose State there just getting a little bit too aggressive given the situation. I mean, it results in a trade for the Spartans still, so not a bad result for them, but being very aggressive under the turrets at very low levels. Going to be interesting to see if that winds up being the difference in a lane team fight here.
Irelia missed her E, which means that she is really far behind this fight. Although, it's a little bit hard to tell, and Irelia got some very quick hits and was able to get the kill because of her passive, giving her bonus attack speed and magic damage on hit. That was very close.
All right, first Drake spawns in the Dragon Pit. Void Grubs will be spawning soon as well, so something to keep an eye on for your junglers in this matchup. Crayfinator going to be fighting Evan again in the jungle, and here comes a potential gank from Nugtart. 2v1 situation possibly, but not a ton of HP to work with.
Yeah, Nugtart's got to be careful, because that Gwen Q could do quite a bit of damage to him at this point. We do see Riven with ult is moving a little bit closer to Renekton.
Look at the
Fly wants to try to look for an ult under tower here. Is proxying the wave a little bit, and do we see the ult come out? Nope, we see a little bit of a back. So Riven might be leaving at this point.
Just decides to recall. Didn't want to get too aggressive under the turret there. Didn't want to get traded by any means. So
yeah, we do see Ziggs and Seraphine playing under turret, which is about what we were expecting. They don't want to get caught up by Blitzcrank, so that makes sense. We do see Riven and Renekton coming back to lane. We see Xin Zhao lurking a little bit bot side, maybe going to look for a gank. They do have that control ward in that bush, so he knows he can't be seen. Blitzcrank is going for the Hex Check Flash Traption, misses it. Xin Zhao is now in the area, and he sees Twitch, got within his vision range. Does not get the knockoff just yet, gets the knockoff on the Blitzcrank. Twitch picks up the kill on Xin Zhao, and then gets his Q reset and is able to get away. Irelia is going to ult onto Yone here. Yone's looking really low. Yone is not ult yet. Irelia gets the Q under tower and gets the kill. Blitzcrank misses the hook and is going to escape back under tower, dodging the Seraphine E as well. And the Seraphine Q.
All right, San Jose State now with a 4-kill lead, making it 5 kills to 1. About a 3,500 gold lead at the moment for the Spartans.
Yeah, so it's not looking too great for MTU at the moment, but we do know that San Jose chose a lot more duelists, whereas our team chose a lot more heavy team fighters. So hopefully once we see some big team fights going on, MTU will be able to pick up a lead. We do see the Renekton ult coming out, although Riven seems to dash away. And Fly got away. Blitzcrank is backing under tower. Ziggs has them pushed in pretty far. Xin Zhao is lurking bot side. Renekton's ult is going to run out here pretty soon. That's probably when Irelia is going to choose to go in, because now she should have ult. Well, he does not. She's lurking a little bit close, looking to get something, or not. We do see Gwen possibly looking mid lane, and now invading into red side jungle. We do see some pings coming out, so they know that she's there. And but Xin Zhao is lurking back towards bot side to probably look for a dragon, while Gwen takes his raptors.
Possible 1v1 here. Music Tab's going to try to get the Michigan Tech Huskies back in the kill counter.
Yeah,
not getting too aggressive.
Was lurking a bit mid, but now he's heading down towards bot side. Seraphine is also returning as well. We do see that Ziggs just picked up his ult. Hopefully Seraphine is not far behind. Seraphine does not hit the Q. Ziggs is going on, Twitch is going on to Ziggs. They both flash to avoid the Blitzcrank hook. And now Xin Zhao is looking for something. That Twitch decided to re-engage, and that probably was not very smart for him. Although we do see the flash come out from Twitch, and that's going to get him out of Xin Zhao's grasp.
All right. Dragon still sitting in the dragon pit for the moment.
And Irelia is going for a kill underneath tower. We do see that she missed her ult. That is not good for her. Gwen was lurking nearby.
Chunk damage coming in off the turret as well. That might be an opportunity for Necton to pick up the revenge kill.
We do see Blitzcrank hits the hook on Seraphine. Has not used his knockup yet. We do see that Zig's ult come down. Irelia's lurking bot side and was able to pick up that Seraphine and Xin Zhao.
2 kills there for the Spartans, making it 7 kills to 1. Now a 5,000 gold lead in favor of San Jose State.
Interesting decision from Irelia to tank 2 turret shots. But we do see the E come out, and she gets the Q and the auto attack for a quick kill.
Blitzcrank is going to go down. That is going to be credited as a turret kill, so gold not going to go to either player in the bottom lane for the Michigan Tech Huskies.
Yeah, it's also known as getting executed.
Yes.
MTU is a little bit on the back foot right now. They are around 6k gold down.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. A mirror of game 1. It's unfortunate for me to say, but
Not an insubstantial lead by any means. But I feel like MTU can bring this back. We do see Gwen going in on Xin Zhao. Has her ult. Xin Zhao does not yet. And Gwen is going to pick up a little kill there.
yeah, I don't think any damage able to get dealt there.
Oh, Riven is going in on Renekton. Renekton makes it back to tower. We do see Blitzcrank going on Yone here pretty aggressively. Irelia has all 4 stacks of her passive. Misses the E though, so isn't able to get the Q reset that she wants. And Yone is going to escape back to tower. Riven is pushing in on top tower pretty hard. We're going to see if she probably wants to go for a kill here. Dashes and dodges the Renekton East. That was pretty good. Blitzcrank clearing some vision. The support's job in modern League of Legends, as well as the junglers. I mean, really everyone, but those 2 in specific. And we do see Xin Zhao and Irelia fighting here a bit. We do see Yone coming in. Yone hits the W. Irelia is dashing a little bit, but only has 2 stacks. This really isn't a good fight for her to take. We do see Seraphine miss her E on the Blitzcrank in the bottom lane. Riven is still hovering right around Renekton's turret.
That is insane. Just
she really
camping
wants
around
it.
the backside of the turret, just not letting any
Yep,
room up
she's
for the Renekton. That is a
proxying the wave behind
Yeah.
his turret, and there's
Very
nothing you
aggressive.
can do about it. Oh, unless the Renekton is going for something up there.
just trying to
Pushing
get
her a
some
little bit
kind
off the
of-
wave.
Minions granting sight too. So
Oh, we do see Irelia come out here. We do see Renekton also come out here. Renekton gets his stun. We're looking for the Renekton Q. It's right there. But a Riven ult is able to take him out because it is an execute. It does more damage the lower health they are. You see Twitch ult come out, and Twitch uses his E. It almost doesn't kill Seraphine, but he's able to use his extra ult range to clean that up. Riven is going to take 3rd tower plating on top turret, which is not the best. And we do see 3rd turret plating come out for bottom side as well.
And the Kev looking like he's going to actually take the top turret here for the San Jose State Spartans. New minion's going to come in. No response yet from Renekton, so that turret is going to go down. Unless... Oh no, it's a back off and a recall instead.
The Yone gets Q3. Is he going to... Irelia's lurking a little bit inside of Xin Zhao's jungle. Xin Zhao might be able to do something with that if Yone and... bot lane come out. Doesn't look like bot... Yep, Ziggs is here. Irelia is going in on Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is getting very low. Irelia flashes over the wall, gets another auto attack, looking for the Q to come off cooldown, and there it is. Ziggs ult is going to miss. Nice little kill for Irelia. Oh,
And look at this. The Spartans have just crept fully into the Huskies' jungle now, just trying to take as much of a territorial grasp as they can.
nearly
Drake's
an
still
8k
sitting behind
gold
them.
lead.
And an 8,500 is the gold lead. 11 kill advantage as
We
well.
do see Irelia hit her E, which means that she gets the Q reset. She has all 4 stacks of her passive, and Yone tried to use his E and try to get away, but it snaps him back, and Irelia is able to pick up the kill with an auto attack.
And now Nug just trying to stay under the turret. A significant XP advantage across the board now for San Jose State. In some cases, 4 levels up on their mirror.
And we do see them going in on the Renekton here. They are going to try to take turret before they actually go in on him. Renekton is trying to get a little bit of early damage off in this fight with his ult, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Gwen is poking him down. Riven's taking care of the wave. It's just basically giving him up to Gwen to take that kill.
Tough result there for Nug in the top lane, but
Both
now-
Seraphine E hit the Blitzcrank. They are looking to take that bottom turret. We do see the demolished stack coming off from one of the bot laners. I'm not sure which. We do see Xin Zhao going on to the Twitch. Twitch is getting really low. Twitch is going to die to the Ziggs while Blitzcrank makes it out.
Yeah, another just a bit of an overreach there by Twitch, just trying to get that turret down, but with 3 players for the Huskies, able to pick up the second kill on the board there for Michigan Tech. Still a long way to go, but a nice kill to get on the board in that situation.
And Renekton is back. He's going to be going top. This gives Riven an opportunity to look to do something else on the map while Renekton tries to push that wave back out. I think it's very likely that we might see... Well, first we're going to see Riven try to do something on this Yone. Gwen's definitely looking to try and sneak up behind that Renekton while he's away from his turrets. We do see Irelia proxying the wave on bot side. Gwen is going to be taking the red buff from MTU. We do see a little bit of a tower siege here in the mid lane. The Riven W is going to come down, and she's able to chase him down and kill him.
Yeah, Fiorina just not able to get any help in time there, and when you have 3 players level up like San Jose State currently does,
and Irelia ult comes out. We do see Irelia using her dash reset to get quite a bit of damage off, as well as Irelia ult coming out. Irelia is, or sorry, Riven ult coming out, but Irelia is going to die here.
Nice kill there.
Nice little pick. Didn't see who it went to, but hopefully it went to someone good.
I think it went to Crafinator. I could be wrong. I think that was his exact kill.
So yeah, MTU's still a bit on the back foot here. Yone is going to go pick up that large wave in the bot lane, so hopefully able to get quite a bit of money off that. Maybe pick up a couple extra items, and they aren't ready for the Blitzcrank hook to come out. Gwen gets the full Q on this Renekton. Renekton's trying to stay alive, but Gwen is able to take him out. Twitch is ulting the Seraphine under tower, hits the E, but it isn't enough to finish her off.
But yeah, just going to clear minions here and go for another push on the turret when they have a stack of minions behind them.
Nope, they're going to back off. Xin Zhao is lurking in the area. He's probably going to try to pick up a kill on this Twitch if he can figure out that he's there, but nope. Looks like he backs off, sticks to his jungle. Pinging, it looks like they might be moving towards Riven, both Xin Zhao and Ziggs. Gotta see if they might be able to do anything here. Ziggs is probably going to try to farm this safely under tower, try to box her in a little bit, but she is able to escape from all the Ziggs bombs, and Xin Zhao is in a little bit of a poke fight with her. Xin Zhao's looking for his E cooldown to come back. He dashes in, tries to get up a little bit, and now he's going for his knockoff. He isn't able to get it before Riven finishes him off. Riven is looking very low now. Ziggs is in a very good position. He just needs to land something, and there we go. Renekton is able to finish him off. Gwen is able to pick up the kill on Ziggs. Not looking good for Renekton in this fight, but now Gwen is looking very low. Blitzcrank lurking in the area. He's probably going to try to hit a Q over the wall. He's going to use his Hextech Flash Traption, flash over the wall, knock him up, ult, and that's going to finish off Renekton. Gwen did end up dying.
That was via execution, yeah. So we have another turret kill there. I believe that's 3 kills by the turret here against San Jose State.
Irelia is pushing bot side, Yone is under tower, and we do see here in the mid lane that Twitch is doing quite a bit of damage to Seraphine. We see that Blitzcrank hit the hook on Xin Zhao, but he runs away very quickly. Irelia is now dashing all over the place, killing all the minions. Yone does hit an ult under tower, and that might be enough to finish off the Irelia. Nice. That is going to give him a kill on the Irelia, putting it 19-6.
Using the turret to your advantage in a 1v1 situation right there. Huskies absolutely need to do that right now. A nice kill there by Fiorina, trying to keep the Huskies in this game.
Irelia may be very far up on top of Yone, but Yone is always able to bring it back. That is one of the most annoying things about this character, but it works out in our favor in this case.
Bit of damage coming in due to the Ziggs ult there, but the Huskies not going to elect to go for a push there. Looks like mainly a recall, some repositioning.
Yep, Blitzcrank is looking for something on this Yone in the bot side. He uses Hextech Flash Traption, goes into him, E's, Q's, classic Blitzcrank combo, and Riven is able to pick up that kill onto Yone. We do see Gwen going in on the dragon here.
Might as well at this point, just pick up a buff. You have the room, you know you're going to have time.
16 minutes, and that's first dragon.
Well, that's like San Jose State's just made buff not a factor at this point. They're taking a lead and they're rolling with it, so why bother to stop the push and go pick up a buff when you're playing this well?
And we do see a 13k gold lead. 13? Yeah, 13. We see Xin Zhao going in on the Riven here in the bot side. He's looking very low. He accidentally hit the knockup on the Void Grub and not on Riven. Both Riven and Gwen are chasing him down. We're going to see if they can catch him. Seraphine hits does not hit the ult on Gwen because of her W. Flashes out. Ziggs is running away. Blitzcrank hits the hook, knocks him up, and Twitch is able to finish off that kill there. Now chasing into their base. Gwen is getting hit by 2 turret shots. Riven gets rooted. Yone is looking to do a little something. He's Eing in. Riven does a ton of damage, and that's going to be enough to finish him off with the ult. And Gwen is going to finish off Seraphine with the Q.
That is almost a complete team wipe there for the Huskies. And Renekton goes down here.
Irelia hits the E on Renekton and almost finishes him off, but it's not enough. That Ignite that Renekton put on Riven was enough to keep her from healing enough where she'd just be able to kill him outright.
But Spartan's just pouring in to the Nexus.
Blitzcrank hits the hook, hits the E, hits the ult, and that's going to finish off Renekton.
One more turret than the next, as that's all the Spartans need here, and this is going to be a pretty commanding victory if they decide to go for the kill shot here.
Might be backing off a little bit. Looks like Riven's looking to, she hops the wall with her Q3. That used to be a bug, but now it's a feature. And she's going to be pushing in that mid wave. We do see that Irelia is taking top turret, but now is getting attacked by 4 of them, and Craftinator is able to pick up that kill in the top lane. We see Riven and Blitzcrank sieging down the middle turret, but 4 of MTU are collapsing on top of them. They're backing off quite a bit. Twitch has not been seen yet. Yone hits the ult on just the Riven, but did not see the Twitch sneaking up on them. Twitch is going to pick up no kills, actually. Riven is going to pick up 2 kills. Twitch picks up a kill. Seraphine picks up a kill on the Riven. With help from Tower, Blitzcrank hits a knockup on Renekton to keep him from getting on top of that Twitch. Seraphine is trying to survive against this Gwen, but Gwen is dashing on her, auto-tagging her. That's going to finish off the Seraphine. Renekton got hit by the full Q from Gwen and is not able to get away. Gwen dashes on him again.
And that is going to be an ace in favor of San Jose State. Now nobody left. All 3 turrets in the base down. Just 1 turret standing in front of the Nexus.
Craftinator is back up. We're going to see if he's able to do anything here. He goes in on the Blitzcrank, gets knocked up. He's getting hit by the Twitch, is just taking turret. And Gwen is able to finish off Craftinator. But we do see that Yone is back up now. Twitch is going to be taking this top side inhibitor. And yeah, backing off. Yone is clearing wave, which, yeah, seems like a good thing to do in this case.
Yeah, for the moment at least, San Jose State forced to back off now that all the Huskies have respawned, but a very dire situation now. 1 turret standing at about 1/3 health.
Obviously, I really hit the ult onto Yone. Hits the, doesn't hit the E, but gets the reset with the ult and is able to clean him up very quickly. That is what Irelia excels at, is those 1v1s. Irelia looking for another kill here. Her stacks did go down, but she's able to gather those very quickly by getting resets off killing minions. So now she has full stack. She's going to be trying to look for something. Seraphine gets hit. Seraphine does not get hit by the Irelia Q, so she now did not get the dash reset. Riven is trying to do something, but it's getting very low. Craftinator is looking to pick up the kill, but did not get it. Irelia is going to pick up the kill there. Riven dies to Ziggs. Irelia hits two people with her E. She doesn't want to dash into them in their spawn where she gets hit by a bunch of damage, but once Blitzcrank pulls the Ziggs out, she goes in on that and does not get the kill. She's dashing around a ton, getting some health back. She kills quite a bit from her Q and probably also has Blade of the Ruin King. She hits her E on the Yone, but that is not going to be enough.
And that is going to wrap Game 2. San Jose State going to complete the 2-0 series sweep against the Michigan Tech Huskies. They are going to improve to a 5-1 overall record, while Michigan Tech drops to a 3-4 record. 1 week left for the Huskies. Next game on Tuesday night, a week from tonight, will be against Washington State, where they see if they can finish the season with a 4-4 record. No matter what, they are guaranteed a playoff position in the top 4 of this conference. But congratulations to San Jose State there on a 2-0 series win. Any closing thoughts on that Game 2 there before we cut to an intermission for a post-game interview?
Yeah, MTU just wasn't able to pick it up in the early game. San Jose State?
San
Jose State. Sorry, I'm thinking Crayfie. Anyway, yeah, they were able to pick up a lead very early on. They had 2 quick picks both games, and that let them snowball.
Yeah, so a 2-0 series sweep is going to be the final result there. San Jose State picks up the win against the Michigan Tech Huskies. We're going to have a player post-game interview coming up in just a moment here for you. We're going to cut to a brief intermission before that happens. We'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Here, post-game interview. I'm joined with Kent Rafey, also known as Craftinator,
Yes.
the team captain here for the League of Legends team. Obviously, an 0-2 series loss. Very solid team in San Jose State. So, not the result you want, but very solid team that you went up against tonight. So, what were the bright spots for you guys going out of this series result?
Yeah, we had a bye, of course, last week. So these past 2 weeks, we were working on ironing out some new picks. You know, we treat this league much like practice. You know, we're prepping year round. So really, we were working on these new picks. We got to bring some of them to the table today. Unfortunately, they did ban a couple of the picks we were looking to polish today. But I think it was really good. We got to iron out some new picks, even though, hey, the competition that's about as high as it gets.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody to practice against, that's the best team to practice against. So it points out a lot of things that we need to work on. And so, you know, a learning experience for sure.
Yeah, and the big thing was just trying to adapt from game 1 to game 2. Obviously, the first ban right out of the gate was getting rid of their Darius after a fantastic jungle game by them. But was there any other like shift in tone or ideology that you felt going in from game 1 to game 2 to try to flip the result?
So after game 1, we did kind of realize that their whole game plan was to shut down the jungle and just force me out, which they did successfully in both games. In game 2, the plan was to keep all of our laners as close to the tower so they can play on that jungle. Unfortunately, San Jose did adapt to that. You know, rank 1 team, they're going to adapt to things. So they were successfully able to adapt to it, forcing them out of the tower or even killing them before invading the jungle so they could still get their job done. But it's good that we were able to adapt slightly. We were able to play a bit better early game. It took them a bit longer to get the advantage that they got in game 1, but unfortunately, they were still able to get the advantage.
And then just one more question for you, Kent. So next week you're playing Washington State. It's going to be your last game of the regular season. You are guaranteed a top 4 spot, so you're going to be doing a playoff game. But, you know, fighting for seeding here, trying to jump into the 3-seed spot here. A bit more of a favorable matchup against.
Yeah, because we have to play against San Jose.
It'd be a tough game. But so Washington State next week. Do you have any particular prep for them that you're doing? Do you have any hints? I mean, obviously, don't blow your game wide open. But anything in particular that you're trying to set up and prep for that game next week?
Well, sure. So I talked about the new picks. You know, the meta shifting slightly. That Darius pick's going to get nerfed next patch, so you don't have to worry about that in the next week. But Washington State, their picks have been going down in popularity. Like, they're not as meta right now. They're going down in popularity. So I think that we have a better chance going against them than we did previously in the season. Also, we just are learning new picks. We're getting better every day. I think that we have a much better chance going against them next week.
Sounds fantastic. But thank you so much for your time for the
interview.
Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we sign you off? Anything you want to say? Anybody you want to say hi to?
You know, I appreciate everybody watching at home. You know, it's a tough game to lose, but I appreciate all of the support. I got my family and my friends out there. It feels good. So I appreciate everybody watching.
All right, everybody, we're going to cut to a brief intermission, then talk about the upcoming schedule. Then we'll be signing off the stream. We'll see you right back here in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. One last quick look at the schedule for the upcoming few games for your Michigan Tech Huskies esports teams. Tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m., the Huskies Overwatch 2 team plays a very important matchup against current 4-seed in their conference, Stony Brook University. Huskies currently 5-1, trying to maintain a position where they can go for a top 2 seed and get a first-round bye in their playoff bracket. There's going to be no Call of Duty game this Friday. This was a makeup week reserved by ECAC, and we have no makeup games that we need to cover, so this is a week off for the Call of Duty team as far as competitive matches go. Next week, we have 3 games on the docket. We have the League of Legends team taking on Washington State, as I mentioned earlier, on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Then Wednesday night at 8:30, we're going to have Michigan Tech Overwatch taking on Fisher College in what will be their regular season finale. Another very important game there for Huskies Overwatch. And then the Thursday night game against George Fox University has been announced as a forfeit win in favor of Michigan Tech, so that game will not be happening. We'll leave news coming soon for you if we decide to do a recap stream or any other content that night, so stay tuned for information on that. But that is going to be all from us tonight here at Michigan Tech Esports. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to all of our partners and, of course, our League of Legends team for helping to bring us this broadcast tonight. We hope you have a fantastic night. I've been Scrimby.
I've been Ben.
Thank you all so much. Have a great night. See you next time. Go Huskies.